It's complicated. That's the answer from the Department of Agriculture when we asked about an animal shelter in Person County outright admitting that they're euthanizing cats and dogs before they legally can. WNCN's Eileen Park is in Person County tonight to explain.
Good evening. The biggest question right now is if the shelter is calling for help or are they simply giving up? At this point, the Department of Agriculture says they can't tell.
It's a struggle for everybody.
Dr. Patricia Norris with the Department of Agriculture is talking about the overcrowded, overwhelmed, and underfunded shelters all across North Carolina.
In this particular case, I had questions about the provision of veterinary care.
Questions surrounding Person County Animal Services after she said they admitted to euthanizing dogs and cats before waiting 72 hours, which is against the law according to the Animal Welfare Act.
So they said they are going to continue to defy the law.
What I was told was that even slightly ill or injured animals were euthanized before the 72-hour rule.
They were honest about it.
Yes, they were very honest about it.
According to notes taken by the Department of Agriculture, Kelly Oakley with Person County Animal Services said the shelter does not provide veterinary care. If the animal is not going to a rescue, it is euthanized.
With their honesty, we can now get to the root of the problem and find a solution.
Say on paper they're going to comply, but how are you going to make sure that they follow through?
All animal shelters are inspected at least yearly.
By law, the shelter has to provide veterinary care for the animals, but the Person County shelter says they simply don't have the funding.
I'm not unsympathetic to this, but we've got to find a way to fix this particular problem.
Now, according to Dr. Norris, they have communicated with this shelter 3 different times and have now given them a warning notice. The shelter has 2 weeks to respond. If they do not comply, they could have their license revoked. In Person County tonight, Eileen Park, WNCN News.
All right, Eileen, thank you. And we have a list of how many animals are euthanized every year in the Person County Animal Services Shelter and shelters all over North Carolina. Just go to our website, WNCN.com.